right, a very good morning to you and welcome to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. This is today's edition of the program is centered on Umunnato, Umunnato political group. Of course, this part of political bloc in Abia State, they said it is their turn to produce the governor of Abia State come 2023. So they have every cause to pursue the ambition ahead of 2023. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ginika Olwaha. I have in the studio with me the regular that I've been doing this program with. I'm talking about Dr. Max Ndwagibe. He is the leader of Ukwa Ngwa Elders Council. Thank you so much, Dr. Max, for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you, sir.
And also joining us virtually is also a regular on this show, talking about Dr. Ukwa Ngwa, a member of the Ukwa Ngwa Elders Council. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining me on the program this morning.
Thank you very much, our listeners. Thank you, Ginika. You're welcome.
Okay. Now, I think we should start with that growing and massive movement for the Labour Party presidential candidate. Talk about P2B. Understand that some people, especially those from the Southeast, are beginning to realign. Gradually, some people, even not minding their various political affiliation at the state level, well, they said some of them are of the opinion that once it gets to the presidential election, that they are going to support their own. Talk about the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. P2B. Max.
Yeah, that is something that is worth doing. For me, if the Southeast wanted the presidency to come here through the two major political parties, and that didn't happen. And eventually, Mr. P2B secured endorsement, from the Labour Party. I believe that, all the governors, all the politicians, from the Southeast, all the governors of the Southeast will naturally support P2B if they honestly believed, if they honestly worked for the presidential ticket of their parties, and that didn't happen. And by God's intervention, P2B secured, and P2B is somebody that is well known here, somebody who is well admired, who did a lot, for Anambra. So I think Nigerians will naturally support him, and I will support him. But I insist, that the governors, of the southeastern states, in fact, the southeast and the south should make P2B their first choice of a presidential candidate.
Okay, Dr. Ngwa, we're actually looking at national politics. That's where we're going to start it with. And I heard the submissions of Dr. Max saying that every Southeast, especially the governor, should align and support the presidential ambition of Mr. P2B. Do you also agree to the fact that all governors should do same, going by the fact that we've heard several times by, the governor of Ebonyi State saying no way we will support Tinubu, irrespective of the fact that our son is also contesting. Dr. Eugene.
Yes, thank you very much. I do align with our leader, Dr. Ndwagibe, on this matter, because if you take your mind back, you will discover that this problem of the Southeasterners was created by these two major political parties, because midway they had to shift the goalposts by not zoning their presidential ticket to the Southeast, which that was even why people like the governor of the state, many of them had to resign or had to join the presidential race or even leave their party to the other party. But the people of the Southeast became disappointed really when the two major parties couldn't zone their presidential tickets to the Southeast. So definitely the Southeast people are showing a type of grievance, and many of them in PDP and in APC will definitely realign forces and join P2B for the presidential seat in particular. So I think the two major political parties weren't fair. They weren't fair to the people of the Southeast, because we are about the only zone, apart from Northeast, that has not produced the president of this country. We cannot continue to bring out the vice president. Even from the time of Dr. Alex Ekweme, it was vice president for the Southeast. The other dispensation, I think we have to pick people to be as vice president. So we cannot continue like that forever. Everybody, even morally, realize that the people of the Southeast should produce the president. That is part of the equity we have been talking about. And the moment equity is not followed, we see that there is a problem. Even the Ukwa Ngwa issue is also based on the same equity.
Yeah.
You cannot, at the middle of the match, you shift the goalpost. It doesn't follow like that. And I agree with the people who say that the Southeast should produce the president, and we are aligning with people.
Okay, now, Max, I want to know, is it all about zoning now and the equity, jettisoning the fact that Nigeria also need competent person to pilot the affairs of this country?
Indeed, I think what is going for P2B is the fact that, generally everybody believes that he can deliver. He has integrity, he's not corrupt, People are asking questions today. How is Atiku Abubakar, how is Bola Tinubu going to campaign against corruption? But P2B can campaign, on the basis that, we need to change the corrupt attitude. But those two cannot, because they are immersed in it, and Nigerians know them as very corrupt people. So
no, it cannot be proved yet. Has it been proven? Because anybody can stay at the comfort of his home and make any allegation without substance,
Well, what I'm talking about is, the impression, that generally Nigerians,
which may also be wrong.
I agree with you. It may be wrong. It may be wrong because it has not been proven in the court of law. But nevertheless, Nigerians have that perception of these people as corrupt people.
And so, what you are inadvertently saying that once somebody is not corrupt, he has what it takes to turn around the fortunes of the country.
No.
Because there are other areas, not necessarily corruption.
P2B has shown capacity.
Right now, we are facing insecurity in the country. So, is it all about somebody who is not corrupt that will fight the security situation we're having?
You see, these problems are systemic. Okay. If you change the system we're operating, you get results. The moment you allow the centralization of every aspect of life, then obviously you cannot be able to how do I say, supervise, If we had, say, regional army, regional police, now we have 6 regions, if you like, 6 geopolitical regions. And if the system had been created in such a way that each region had its own army, its own police, its own security apparatus, then you will see that the problem of security will completely disappear, if not will completely be reduced, essentially.
Okay. Now, Dr. Ngwa, we are still on the, you mentioned the issue of equity and fairness in terms of giving that particular position to a Southeasterner. And I'm just wondering, is it all that matters? Wouldn't we also be talking about who has what it takes to address all the issues we are having in the country?
Definitely. If you are talking about P2B, everybody knows that P2B has the capacity, the competence to deal with the problems governing Nigeria as it is now. So apart from the issue of not being corrupt, which is also a very big factor, P2B nationally has what it takes to turn this country, because he is talking about productivity instead of consumption. All this while we have been consuming, importing things. But P2B is bringing a new dimension to governance. And that dimension is that the country has to be productive. For example, he is saying that the large land mass in the north can be our new oil if we turn those land masses into a productive field. So, however, the issue of capacity and competence is also very, very important. And bringing it home to the Ukwa Ngwa, the candidates we have already have the capacity to and the competence to turn as a state around. When we are talking of Professor Iko, we are talking of Nana Wap, we are talking of Bishop Wampa. These are people who have the safety, who have the capacity. So the issue of Nigeria is also the issue of Abia State. Abia State needs somebody now who can move the state forward. Nigeria also needs somebody who can move Nigeria forward. 3 areas: security, the economy, and the education. Education is basic because you cannot do anything in a nation where you have a bunch of illiterate people who are all over the place. Universities are closed down. The primary and public secondary schools are in the shape we have them today. So, for you to address insecurity, you must also address the problem of education. You must address the problem of skill acquisition. You must address the problem of unemployment. These are the things we should be looking at generally, both in Abia State and in the country as a whole.
All right, Max, now let's come back home and talk about the issues affecting your people, I mean Ukwa Ngwa people. Tell us any latest development as regards to the consultations from the Elders Council. I know that you've been making a lot of consultations ever since with the emergence of various candidates for various political parties, especially those ones that are from your area. Tell us, how has it been? What have you resolved so far? Have you made any headway?
Yeah, we are still in the process of setting up. We have set up a very high-powered committee that will chat with these candidates. And what are we going to talk about? We're going to examine them. We're going to look at them, where they come from, what they have done in the past, what they are ready to do for Abia State to change, the fortunes of Abia State. So we have a team that is capable of going to ask questions, and then listen to them and see how they intend to govern us. Then from there, we will be able to know who is not. We'll also be able to know whether we can bring them together to understand, that what is needed is only one person that will be governor. Professor Kone is capable, just like my friend Dr. Wong has said. Nana Wafo is very capable also. And Bishop Wampa is equally capable. So all of them are capable. We want to hear from them how they are going to, change the fortunes of Abia State. And that will depend on their vision. And so it is just that their vision that we want to listen to. We want to hear from them what they are going to do differently from what has been done in the past, that is not yielding fruits for Abia State.
Okay, when are we expecting them to set out to work? I mean, this particular committee you set out?
The committee is already set up. By next week or thereabout, the committee will meet with the candidates. Hopefully by next week, hopefully.
Okay, now, Dr. Ngwa, I'm sure you must have heard what Dr. Max talked about here as regards to those that, the committee that has been set up by the Elders Council. Do you believe or do you think that this committee can do what you people expect them to do, making sure that a credible candidate emerged and the person you can also give support ahead of 2023?
Definitely, because if not for electoral decision we had last week, that committee could have even sat last week. We are very sure that the caliber of people in that committee is that which can dialogue with these 3 candidates, and maybe by next week when we'll be on this program, we will be talking definitely about the outcome of the deliberations of the committee. Because like we have said earlier, and Dr. Mas has also emphasized that this morning, we are interested in capacity, we are interested in competence, we are interested in somebody who can move this state forward. Everybody, the expectations are very high, and people want to see definite change in the positive direction as regards Abia State. It's not as if the Elders Council has been lying low over this matter. We want to look at these three candidates. At the moment we say this person is about the most competent, because all of them are competent, they are capable. This is the most, we also advise the other two candidates to realize forces. So the other time we are talking of stepping down, I told you that it's not a matter of stepping down. They have to realize forces, join their vision for that of the candidates that has emerged from our own assessment of these three candidates. And we are sure that even the people of Abia State will be happy with the candidates who are presented, because we are going to give reasons, we are going to give critical reasons why this candidate was chosen above the other one. And the other two candidates will also see with us why it is necessary to join forces, so that the people of Abia State can rejoice and be sure that they have somebody who has the right vision to take the state going forward.
Okay, now, Demax, the candidates, I'm sure you've seen them, and by now you must have seen them, you must have seen their programs, because almost all of them are now in the field trying to sell their candidates, their party, and what have you to the people, especially those ones that they believe can give them the vote. I'm sure on your own you must have seen what their programs are like, because that consensus that you're going to make very soon, I mean at the Elders Council's level, is going to be ceremonial, because right now you would have seen, okay, this person has a better program, this person does not, and let us just go with this person. Have you seen that so far?
Well, I wouldn't say I have seen that so far, because one, the campaigns have not actually started.
But
so
they are doing it on a very low key, especially
fine,
to various...
they are going...
But I'm sure they must have met you too.
They are consulting people. They are going to people seeking for endorsement and all that. That is different. From presenting a program of action. Which they intend to implement when they become governor. That has not happened yet. So that is the essence of our meeting with them and having a chat with them. We want them to explain to us, how they are going to do it. It's not just a question of I'm going to build this road, between so place and so place. No, that is not just. These are normal, antiquated politics, promises, that politicians make. So, as far as I'm concerned, they are going to tell us how they are going to do it. You are going to construct this road, and you need to raise money to construct it. You need to have a contractor who will do it. So you have to tell us how you are going to have that contractor, how you are going to produce that contractor. Are you going to just appoint him because he's your friend, or you are going to put up a tenders where the best person, will be able to do the job for you, and so forth and so on. It's just not, I'm going to build a road. I'm going to build a road. So you have to tell us how you're going to do it. You have to tell us how you're going to raise the money to do it. You're going to tell us how you're going to employ people, capable hands, to do the work, for you. That is the essence of our having a chat with them. It's not just normal campaign promises. I'll do this for you. I'll do that for you. That's not what we're looking at.
Okay, Dr. Eugene, I'm sure you have... what we are talking about here is the issue of those candidates going about selling their programs to the people. I'm sure you've seen them. If you have your say, who would you say, okay, who would you now suggest to the Elders Council? Please, gentlemen, let's go for this person.
It's not a question of my individual suggestion. It's the committee set up. It's a very competent body that will look at these three candidates that we have now. And like our leader has just said, this type of assessment is not just the the usual campaign promises. They have been making that, and some of them have been consulted even before the opening of the normal campaign. But in this assessment now, we are going to look at what the type of vision these candidates have. Because Abia State requires somebody now who will move away, who will think out of the box, who will move away from the normal things that was been doing. Because we need to take this state back to a moving train. For some time, people have been complaining about a lot of things. And we want now to have a type of new beginning in 2023. So, out of these three candidates, when we listen to them, when we ask them questions, their responses and the way they address issues will tell us whom to go for. It's just like what Peter B is doing. If you look at the campaign and the position of Peter B, we discover that he is addressing the issues that is bothering Nigeria. We want a candidate who will address squarely the issues bothering Abia State. The challenges are very numerous. I don't need to start to mention them because everybody is aware that the state is facing a lot of challenges. So we want a candidate who will address these challenges and address them squarely. And we want a candidate too who will be responsive to the yearning of the people. So a candidate who can respond to the bare needs of the people of Abia State, not being sectional, or we want somebody who has a broad-based idea of how to deal with the challenges that is facing Abia State for now. So the committee will definitely come up, and in a very short time you will see the results.
Okay, it's still the Umonato edition of the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion, and I've been speaking with Dr. Max Ndwagibe, the leader of Ukwa Ngwa Elders Council, and Dr. Eugene Moha, a member of the Ukwa Ngwa Elders Council. We'll take a breather now. When we come back, there are other issues we are going to talk about on the platform. Stay with us.
This is Political Update. The People's Democratic Party has expressed its appreciation to former Vice President Namadi Sambo for his exemplary work in nation building. As Sambo marked his 68th birthday, the PDP described the ex-VP as an extraordinary statesman, quintessential Democrat, exceptionally resourceful. According to the party, the former vice president has over the years, as an architect, commissioner of works, transport and housing in Kaduna State, governor of Kaduna State, vice president of Nigeria, and an elder statesman, continued to be distinct as a trusted administrator and accomplished nationalist. Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka has backed a 6 weeks ultimatum given to the president Muhammadu Buhari by some federal lawmakers to find a solution to terrorism or be impeached. Soyinka spoke in Abeokuta, Ogun State during an interactive session organized to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Abeokuta Club, noted that the president should be impeached because he had breached the contract of democracy. Soyinka, however, threw the question to the gathering whether the president should be impeached or not, and majority of the people who comprised members of the club and other dignitaries raised their hands that Buhari be impeached. As part of measures to cushion the effect of lack of adequate medical care for Abians in the state, the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, Greg Ibe, once spirited our individuals to organize medical outreach for the vulnerable in the state. Addressing newsmen during the flag-off of Greg Ibe Medical Outreach for Indigents in Umuahia, the leader of the medical outreach, Ojum Ogwo, said with the exercise, many people who could not access medical care in hospitals due to financial constraint have been identified and treated, while serious cases like surgery are being referred. Earlier in his submission, the ABGA deputy governorship candidate Obi Naichita regretted the comatose state of medical facilities in the state and called on Abia State government to address the issue. That was Political Update. I am Wisdom Thomas.
All right, welcome back to the program. It's still the special edition of the platform. We call it the Umunato edition of the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Thank you so much for joining us. And I still have here my guest, Dr. Max Ndwagibe, the leader of Ukwa Ngwa Elders Council, and Dr. Eugene Woha, a member of the Ukwa Ngwa Elders Council. Welcome back to the program, gentlemen. Now, let's talk about the issue of those committee members. Those committee members, I'm just wondering how credible they are, because this is politics. Most of these politicians may go behind and start lobbying these people to say, okay, give them their support, give me your support. And so what is the credibility and the integrity of the committee members?
Thank you very much. I think, this is the essence of our setting up this committee. First of all, we chose very credible people. Not only that they are elderly, they are credible, and they are also people who can look at you in the face and tell you the truth. Having said that, we decided that we are not going to let the individuals who have been appointed into this committee to know each other.
Okay.
And so that, they don't go about, discussing before the committee. And also to prevent the candidates, from going behind to talk to them. So we kept the list of these candidates, private, secret. But we have informed individuals, and they have accepted, their participation in the committee. Now, what we don't want to do is to make it public so that people don't begin to go behind and begin to lobby.
But somehow they will know. I mean, the candidates, they have their informants here and there, so they will know.
No, there is no way the candidates will know who are, because the compilation of the list is done by 1 or 2 or 3 persons. Okay. Compilation. Now, those who have accepted to participate is also individually done. So there's no way anybody, for example, if we appointed you and we asked you to accept or not, when you accept, it's only to us that, we know. It is only we that know that you have accepted. Okay. And no other person. So we're going to make it secret, and it has also been that way until the day of the meeting. Then people will see themselves, together.
And that will be the day they will give their final verdict.
That is the day they are going to have the chat with the candidates. After that, they can take their time to talk amongst themselves, and we're not. You see, I want us to understand one thing: we are not decision makers as such. This is politics. What we can do at most, is to influence people. Is to give, advice, to people. So that is all we can do. The political parties take their decisions, and if they have taken their decisions and there's nothing we can do about it, there is nothing we can do about it. But we can influence people, that's all.
Okay, Dr. Ngwa, are you there?
Yes, I'm.
Okay, I'm sure you may want to, disagree with Doc here, that the people that you have in that committee, do they really have integrity? Do you think they can be influenced?
I think what the members of the committee can be governor of the state themselves. So it's not they are elders, and like we have emphasized before, we are not, although some of us are in party politics, but many of us are not the party politics campaign. So the people with elected to serve in the committee are credible elders of the land. And like our leader said, there are people who can look at you in the face and tell you what their mind is. So definitely, I don't have any problem with the composition of the committee. That they are people we trust, they are people who we believe will do the best to guard their state. They are people from this state, and they also want to take privilege. So I believe strongly that this committee will give to these candidates and do the needful and come up with a very credible assessment of the situation and tell us the direction to go. And like the country country that I linked to the mouth, he said that we are advised, is there for us to advise, our advice will be based on points, on things that every eye can see. Because if you say that if you are going to execute, you must go with clean hands.
All right, Dave Max, when we started the show today, you talked about, we started with Peter Obi, who is in Labour Party. That's the Labour Party presidential candidate for 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. And you said you will support him as a person. Even Dr. Ngwa has said he's going to support him. Will this support also trickle down to Abia State, where you have the Labour Party governorship candidate, who is supposed to be your son as well? Talk about Dr. Alex Otti. Would you also consider, because I've listened to you severally, you've always mentioned Nana Nwafo of the YPP, Ikona of the PDP, Bishop Wampa of is it Accord Party. You've never mentioned Alex Otti. You're not considering him as well as your son.
Yeah, I am not considering. You see, it's a very complex thing, particularly for me, who have worked with Dr. Alex Otti. In 2019, he approached me to work with him, and I accepted to work with him. I did not do any background check on him. I didn't know him, earlier than that. I didn't know him before then, But, the program he was talking about, he was discussing, appealed to me compared to what PDP was saying.
Okay.
But then when I got to know what happened, when I got to know his background and how he has worked and all that, I felt a little bit dissatisfied with myself. I really didn't like the action I took at that time. One, because when you grow up, Dr. Alex Otti by himself, he was not forced, by himself chose to be an Arrow man. He chose to be an Arrow man.
What do you mean he chose? Because he never said,
yes.
My mother give birth to me here, or go there, let me come from this place.
Okay, fine. Let me say it this way.
Okay.
When you are born, let's say you live in the United States, the moment you are 18 years and above, you elect which nationality you want to be. You want to be American, or you want to continue to be your father's son, by being a Nigerian, for example. So it is at maturity stage that you choose your nationality. Dr. Alex Otti, at his own maturity stage, chose that he comes from Arochukwu. When he was working in the banks, the papers he filled concerning his local government of origin is Arochukwu.
You saw the papers?
I have seen a photocopy of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, comes from Arochukwu. He says, he wrote Arochukwu local government. Now, he decided to go and build a house. As all of us will do, you go to your village and build a house. He went to Arochukwu and built a house first. Then, at the same time, he was seeking to run for governorship. Now, when he learned that the PDP at that time has zoned the governorship to the Ukwa Ngwa people, then he now went back, to Arochukwu, took his registration, from his party registration in his ward in Arochukwu, and transferred it, to Isialangwa South. Okay. That was the time he now began to claim that he is from Ngwa land,
He has
Although he was, then he built that house after he had wanted it to be governor. After he has finished the house in Arochukwu, he has been living there. And then when he heard, that the Ngwa people are going to produce a governor, he now came and built a house in Ngwa land and claimed that he is, from Ngwa land. Now, that is, for me, that is dishonest. Because if he had chosen right from day one that he is an Ngwa man, I will die, claiming that he's an Ngwa man. Because we have our people in Ngwa land. People, so many of them, who are our own people, who have integrated with us, who, we don't marry them, they don't marry us, if we are from the same village. So he himself, by his own volition, chose where he wants to belong. Now, apart from that, some of his men, have called me and said, why are you not mentioning Dr. Alex Otti as part of it? I said to them, these candidates, we told all of them, so go to your party, secure a candidate, and come to us and tell us. If Alex Otti feels that he's an Ngwa man, let him come to us.
So he hasn't approached
He has not approached us. He has not come to us. And I'm not the person going to invite him. I'm not going to be the person to tell him, you're an Ngwa man, come to us. No. If he feels that he's an Ngwa man, it is his duty to present himself to us.
Okay, it's now time for us to open the phone line so you can actually make your own contributions on the show. The number is to call at 080-8182-6949 or 08116052949. You can also send your SMS at 09065108289. Hello? Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Seneca.
Good morning, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, men in the house.
Thank you, sir.
Evangelist Kenneth calling from Umuahia. Seneca, in fact, at times I get annoyed when I hear the voice of those who are supposed to be elders.
Don't get
around telling us.
Hold on, don't get annoyed.
And they're telling us
Hold on.
Listen.
You don't need to get annoyed with anybody. Just address the issue. If there are issues they've
thank
raised
you.
here that you are not really comfortable with, you say it.
Okay.
Don't attack individuals. Just go ahead.
No, I'm not attacking. I withdraw it.
Okay.
Abia is bigger than what any man will feel that Abia is. Abia is bigger than those elders, both from the north, from the central, from Ngwa land. Now, they're talking of committee. If Wike had won the PDP presidential candidate, whom their son supported, would they even talk of P2B? Because Wike failed. And I remember in one of the videos voice people played on your studio during this your program, they were saying, when Wike came to Ngwa land, they were saying, they were singing it. Because they giving him money and they now followed him, but now he has failed. Listen to me. Whether they like it or not, Abians are fed up with what is happening in Abia. Now, if they are true committee and they are honest to themselves, why couldn't they invite elders from other central Abia North to team up with them to select the best single man to rule other states, not them, trying to do it by themselves.
All right.
There's something behind it.
Okay.
That's work.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I think this is. In fact, why did he say he was angry? There's no need to be angry. You have said, you have said something that is very valid, very, very valid. Now, remember, sir, that we said we are also having consultations, with our brothers in Abia North. We are doing that informally for the time being. Now, our concentration has always had been the Ukwa Ngwa area where we feel that the governorship should come from, and we are trying to bring out our best foot. So we set up a committee amongst ourselves to look at those 3 persons who have come out from Ukwa Ngwa area. We want to see the best we can present to Ndiabia. We are not going to be the electorate.
Okay.
We are going to present them to Ndiabia, and it is Ndiabia that will be objective enough, to look at that person that we have brought out for them and choose.
You also woo Ndiabia to vote for them.
Of
right?
course, we will.
Hello. Okay. Hello.
Hello, good day.
Good day. Good morning. Welcome.
Good day, my chiefs in the house. Good day, sir. Okay, hello, can you hear me?
What's your name?
I'm Ukwa Ngwa. I'm calling from Umuahia.
Okay, go ahead.
Please, this whole issue is boiling down to something. I think Abia is not for Ukwa Ngwa, and I know Abia is not for one section alone. Let us do something that will benefit everybody. Let us not just concentrate on Ukwa Ngwa and Ukwa Ngwa, because what we are going for is for the most competent. And you saying that you are forming a committee that will look into the people that have emerged, probably because they are coming from Ngwa side, from every other political party, means that you are trying to deny those people who supported those candidates to emerge from those parties their right and that support they have given to those candidates. Please, it is unfair. Let us do what is right. And remember that Abians are looking for the most competent from any zone. It must not necessarily be from Ukwa Ngwa. That is my take.
Okay, all right.
It can come from north, it can come from south, it can come from central.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very good. You said it must not necessarily be from Ukwa Ngwa. That's what you just said, right? Now, which means that, you have not conceded to Ukwa Ngwa people the right, to produce the next governor. That is your position. Now we are saying we want to produce the next governor because you have done 16 years. We want to do the equal amount of time that you have done, 16 years. And we are looking at ourselves. We're not looking at you now, because you have not considered to us, the right, to produce the next governor. That's why we are saying that. Now we are saying to ourselves, we want to produce the next governor. We want to look at the best amongst us, and we want to propose that person, to the people of Abia State. So we know very well that, Abia State does not begin and end in Ukwa Ngwa. We are very certain about that, But what we want to do is to bring the best amongst us to showcase the best amongst us to Abia people, so that the Abia people will make their own choice.
All right. Good morning. Welcome.
Madam Jesus, I am calling from Obafara.
Okay.
When you are talking about competence, somebody, when Paso was coming out, Paso promised us that he will do this, he will do that, he will give us everything that we are just want. And after 8 years, 7 years, going into 8 years, we cannot see anything in Abia. And how can the elders adopt someone that is coming under OKC Paso? No. We don't need that. What we need is someone that will come, for himself. No one is bringing him out. Someone that will come to rescue Abia from this tight corner. This is what we want.
All right. Thank you so much.
So much, sir.
Doc, have you accepted anyone? Because he said people have adopted somebody.
No, we have not. You see, this is the point. There's a confusion in the minds of people here. We have persons, from different political parties. We want to choose the best. Now, I am not saying the best, because all of us know how far Abia State has come, right from 1999 to now. We know how far Abia State has come, and we are not very happy the way Abia State, has been in all this while. So we want to bring the best, somebody that can change the fortunes of Abia State, somebody that can move us. Now you're talking about somebody brought by Okeze Ikpeazu. At the time Okeze Ikpeazu was brought out, was there a committee that was set up, to examine him, to ask him what he wants to do for Abia State, and so forth and so on? There was none. So here we have a committee that wants to look at people and look at their background, look at what they have done in the past, and see whether they are going to do something different, from what we have had in the past. That is our essence. That is the essence of what we are doing.
Dr. Ngwa, you heard the accusation there that you've actually adopted someone. Have you?
No. If we have come up with somebody, we could have said so now. We have been on this program for more than 3 or 4 months up to this time. So the accusation you have adopted somebody, what will happen to us if we adopt somebody and take it?
Okay.
So,
all right. Okay.
We are looking at our candidates, and we want to bring the best food forward.
Okay. Let's take another call now. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Cyril now. I'm on the quiet that Uche Jogo. Born in Orisa, politics, Abia. I am now Okalangwa. I'm the Paranuka. I do know you time. I'm going to talk politics to time. Actually, I say in Habal, Baliki, come on. Only I did so. Bonne Tetrai, and all the mascot or Kalu Tetrai, I naga APP. We don't win.
The man, so what, politics is a matter of choice, so don't want you quite east, and you want only one vote, Annie, yeah, they can do quite east in Ile, a choose all, so all game one and all one voice, so.
Okay, let's take another call now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Geneka.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning,
Mama.
Ukwa Ngwa,
okay.
Whenever I hear of this Umonata, it reminds me of my people. My village people are here Umonata. So we are all together, my men. Now the issue of this, my take is this. Our support of our brother Peter Obi, like you have rightly said there. The problem I'm having is this. With the result from INEC of recent, the latest voting powers of the Southeast, do you think, my brothers, if all of us from the Southeast give Peter Obi our block vote, do you think it will save us and silence Peter Obi in his presidential ambition? Taking the Southeast as the least from the INEC registration portal this time around. That's my team. May God bless all of us in the studio.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, my good friend, my good brother. If you don't say I am, nobody will say thou art. The people of the Southeast, if we give our block vote to P2B, that will not make him president. But certainly that would have made a statement. If you know that this country, right from origin, right from the time the British ceded this country to Nigerians, this country is set up on a tripod. The House of Fulani, if you like to call them so, the Yorubas, the Southeast, and the Southwest and the Southeast, the Igbos and the rest of their brothers in the South. Three legs, Now, if the whole of the Southeast establish that their candidate is P2B and they vote for him, and refuse to vote for any other candidate, and the North, will do so, and the West will do so, they are unconsciously bringing us back to the origins of the, because the army came and centralized. We lost the war. Okay. They took over and centralized, the government of the. Now everybody says, let us go back to the regional setup where we have our independence, where we can develop according to our own abilities and so forth and so on. Now this is likely that the result of this 2023 elections may boil down to that, may bring us back to the three regional settings.
Okay, well, I think it's time for us to leave the studio. We are not able to get any SMS. Our facility. Okay. Now, Dr. Moha, finally, before we leave, what's your final take? Yes.
We don't have any apology at all to anybody for supporting PKB. He has the capacity, the competence, and he is a candidate of equity. So there's nothing to worry about anybody concerning PKB. So thoroughly, we have to say that the state is for all of us. No particular area can produce the governor without the other area. So we call on everybody to be patient. Let us bring the best candidates that will move out their power.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Dr. Eugene Moha, member of the Ukwa Ngwa Elders Council, for joining us on the program this morning. Thank you so much. And Dr. Max Ndwagibe, the leader of Ukwa Ngwa Elders Council. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, sir.
Well, to all of you who listened and who called in, thank you so much. Wizzy, thank you. Adeze, thank you so much. Nedu and Stanko, God bless you. We'll come back again on Friday at 10 a.m. on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. My name is Ginika Oluoha. Good morning.